everybody. This is Becca with Empowering Pumps and Equipment. I am very excited to have Don Cameron with us with Yaskawa America. Don, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And, I'm excited to dig in with you about AHR coming up.
Yeah, sure. My name is Don Cameron. I've been in the drives business for about 25 years, mostly in the HVAC space, which we're talking about here today, and industry segment manager. I have a background in hands-on startup, pretty much anything to do with drives. I can talk about it far more than anyone would want to listen. So that's kind of my background.
I love it. Well, I'm excited to have you here and talk, of course, about the HVAC industry. So, to kind of kickstart, how are Yaskawa's variable frequency drives adapting to meet the specific needs of modern HVAC applications?
Great question. So we have really seen a shrinkage of the overall package solutions for our panels that we build. So we have drives and we have drives that are sold with panels. And there's been a real reduction in the size of those panels, which customers really like because it takes up less space in their mechanical room or takes up less space in their OEM equipment that they're building. And that's been a big change in the last 10 years. Most recently, we've introduced new enclosure types as part of this smaller package. For example, NEMA 12 solutions, which are a little bit better than NEMA 1, and it protects against dust and falling moisture. So we're seeing more adoption of UL Type 12 or NEMA 12 in mechanical rooms. And we have a compact solution, which is almost the same size as the traditional solution, really helping people in new construction environments where they're still building the building, but the drives are installed and they're better protected against contaminants during that process. Also, we've really seen a change in what we're able to offer in our compact drives, often called micro drives. Frequently, you would have to have a micro drive rely on an analog signal for the speed reference and the start stop. With our latest generation of micro drives, we have BACnet MSTP built in, which is going to be great for a lot of OEMs who want to have that monitoring capability at their controller.
Yeah, definitely the monitoring, I'm sure, is just amazing for them to be able to have that adaptability. And definitely I
Yep,
like the different size offerings that you mentioned and being able to have that flexibility depending on the location that you're having these.
right. And it's also nice that between generation of products, even though the talking about the size reduction, it's more for the cabinets that go with our solution. The actual drives, the footprint has been fairly consistent. And you can actually swap out a product from us that's 10, 15, 20 plus years old, and oftentimes it'll mount right up to where the old product is. So you can retrofit existing panels with our new drives, or you can put in a new, smaller solution as part of the panel solution there. So generally, everything is getting smaller, better, more efficient. 97, 98% efficient, and that's been a big trend for us in the last decade.
Awesome. Well, speaking of efficiency, what energy saving innovations have you incorporated into your latest drive technologies?
Yeah, I mean the overall efficiency um, level that you get with drives hasn't changed a whole lot in the recent times, but basically, again, with micro drives having more built-in functionality for OEMs, you can use PID loops and things that you would traditionally rely on an external controller for. It's now built into the drive. Can also automate the switchover from drive operation to bypass operation in applications where it makes sense because we can determine the load is a certain amount. That hey, let's take the drive offline, run across the power grid, and then there's no harmonics, and there is complete efficiency because it's running across the line. Also, skip frequency regulation is also beneficial in situations where you could have a mechanical resonance in certain areas, and we're to bypass that using the software to get around that. Also, redundant VFD solutions, sometimes the bypass is not an option. So a redundant VFD solution allows two drives to be in the panel for that application. So if you have a critical application like a hospital or a chiller, and you want to make sure that you always have variable speed operation when bypass is not an option, that's been another great innovation for improving efficiency in customers' applications.
Yeah, definitely a great thing to have. And thank you for noting that. Could you go ahead and discuss, how your solutions are helping building operators achieve their sustainability goals, while of course maintaining optimal comfort conditions?
Yeah, by far the biggest trend and demand for new construction projects that we've seen in the last even 5 years has really gone crazy. Right before COVID and after is the demand for harmonic drive solutions. So typically, we install, 7.5, 10, 15, 25 horsepower solutions in many, many different applications in a large hospital or a large building. In some applications, like a hospital, for example, there are many other electronic devices, a MRI machine or other machines that are in the hospital that also create harmonics. So harmonics is a very, very big issue for a lot of our customers. Basically, anything that you plug into the wall, even your laptop with the power supply, that's creating a DC bus and some harmonics. But if you blow that up to a larger scale with drives and motors in a large building, the harmonic component can actually be a detriment to the building owner's relationship with the utility. So our matrix drive solution is about 10 years old in design. We've been on the market for about 8 years, and really a very compact solution that eliminates the source of harmonics by getting rid of the DC bus. And by getting rid of the DC bus, at the AC to AC power conversion, we can control the speed of the motor with that AC to AC power conversion. That's really essentially takes harmonics from 35% THD to less than five,
Oh,
and
wow.
that helps us ensure for our customers they can meet IEEE 519 not only at the point of common coupling, which is what specs say, but also at the drive terminals, so we can guarantee harmonic compliance. And that's kind of as drives have become more and more ubiquitous in commercial buildings. Everything that has a motor gets a drive, and then the consequence of that is that there can be harmonic situations for especially older buildings that the transformer might not be sized to handle all these new loads.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that I continue to hear more and more these days. So that's great that you're able to have address the issue and have a solution for it.
Yep, big part of our business, especially on the East Coast, where there's an older power grid, and they have more 200 volt class drives, and the current levels are higher. So big deal on the East Coast, big deal everywhere, but we've had a lot of success there.
Awesome. So, I feel like we kind of touched on the industry as a whole, but specifically as it relates to AHR Expo, tell me what you'll be exhibiting there and what you're excited about attendees to be able to see.
Yeah, we're really excited. We don't have a large number of new products. In fact, our only new product this year is going to be the HV305 micro drive with a built-in backnet MSTP that'll be launching in summer of this year. Again, for OEMs that need backnet, it's going to be there built in, same price as the old micro drive. No significant change there. But really, the theme for this year's AHR is the scope and range that Yaskawa can offer anyone, right? We have standard solutions, or we're one of the few suppliers that makes drives that also has a very capable in-house panel shop, so we can design stuff. Everything is made in the USA. The drives are made in the USA in Chicago, Illinois, and we build the panels in Wisconsin. And our customization capabilities are something that we're looking to continue to support, expand on, to make a solution just for you, for our customer, whatever you want. And we, as a company, Yaskawa is expanding, and there'll be a press release coming out soon. We're basically going to be making huge investments in Wisconsin to combine all of our different campuses and grow and grow in Wisconsin. So we're excited about that.
That's awesome news. So I can't wait to be able to learn more about that and continue to share that news. And then as far as, obviously if you're going to be at AHR, definitely make sure that you stop by the Skawa booth and learn about their products and the impact that they're making, of course, here in the US. But what is the best way for people to connect with you if they're not going to the show?
Best way to connect with me would be to look me up on LinkedIn because I'm there, and that's surefire way. I'm sure everyone's doing that. Otherwise, you can reach me at Don_Cameron at yaskawa.com.
Wonderful. Well, Dawn, thank you so much for your time, and we're all looking forward to seeing you at AHR.
Hope to see you there.